characteristics of feedback. First, हम देखुଛନ୍ତି constructive feedback. Constructive feedback माने कौन? Any feedback you are giving, you have to make sure that your comments, your criticism, your input is constructive. Suppose I am telling you your writing is bad. So I should tell in such a way so that you can improve your writing. I have to guide. I have to tell, okay, your writing is bad, your handwriting is bad, but do one thing. You bring the handwriting paper and write this letter. If you correct this 2-3 letter, then it will be good. And don't write in this style, write in that style. So that means whatever I am telling in a constructive way. So you are able to improve that skill. So your feedback is constructive. So whenever you are giving any feedback to anyone, so make sure you are giving in that way. So that is one important characteristics of feedback. Try to offer solution, not just identify problem. So whenever you are telling a problem, you have to give the solution. Constructive feedback focuses on the instruction rather than the correction. So whenever you are telling that this is problem, this is that problem, this is having, so you have to make sure that solution is identified, what to do to recover that problem. That is one important aspect of feedback. Then specific. Specific is very clearly says you have to make sure what exactly you are telling. Feedback should point to a specific problem. In that example, I told you your handwriting is bad. So why that is bad? What I have seen, why I made that comment. So maybe there are few words, few letters, I read it differently. And I am reading, I am not able to read. So I can give you the example. Then specific, then the feedback is specific. Feedback should point to a specific problem and include a specific example of the solution being recommended. So if I add 2-3 example, so you are writing in this way, that way, your letters and this, suppose ଯେକୌଣସି ଜିନିଷ ତମେ ଲେଖିବାର ଆମେ ଯଦି ମାର୍କ କରିଛେ ତମେ ଯୋଉ ଲେଖୁଛ, suppose some letter I can give you the example, so then that is very specific. Whenever you are saying something, anything, suppose whatever example you gave, that some person is offering you some query and you are telling that, okay, this type of curry, you don't add this vegetable. That means you are specific. You cannot say randomly, okay, this is not good. But if you tell specifically what exactly you found the problem in that curry, and that is good. So next time, whenever they will prepare the same curry, they will not add that vegetable. So it will be more appropriate, measurable. So suppose I have given you some work, or you are employing some people to work something. You have given certain time. Okay, take 2 days or 3 days, complete this work. So you will ask after 3 days. So if that person is not completing the work in 3 days, he will take maybe 4 days or 5 days, then you can measure that. Measure that element, whatever the person worked, whether he is able to complete in the specified time what you given to him. So your assignment, your volume of work, whatever given to the person should be measurable in terms of time, weight, or whatever unit you are following. Include elements that allow student to know when the feedback has been addressed successfully. Suppose you are writing a exam, you are getting the score marks. If you are scoring 90 or 80 or 70 or 60, so you have different understanding out of it. Suppose you are scoring 50 or 60, or a person is scoring 90. So that means a person is scoring more. That means he started more. That is one measurable factor. If that score is not good, if that mark is not there, you will not understand anything out of it. So that is one measurable factor. So all your feedback should be measurable. Sensitive. Avoid negative language. Keep recommendation and comments on a positive note. Be mindful of feedback that focuses only on praise, reward, and punishment. The same example when I told you that your handwriting is bad. Instead of telling bad, I can say your handwriting is not good. Or I can say that everything is fine, but I am not able to read this word. So you correct this letter, you correct this word, so it will be more appropriate. So you'll feel good. So whenever I'm telling you, so I should avoid the negative feedback, negative words. Instead of telling that you have done a bad job, wrong things, so I should tell, okay, everything is good, but this is the thing bad, you correct this. That will give a different perspective, different meaning altogether. I think you are able to understand what I am telling.
Yes, sir.
Balance. Sensitivity is something that when you are using the picking the word, you can balance means I should understand what you do, what you cannot do. So you have to balance the plus and minus. Suppose I am telling you something, I should not always tell you the bad thing. I should also capture the good thing about it. If I balance it, then it will be more effective. If I tell something good about you, then I can tell the bad thing. So I have to balance. So if I always tell the bad thing about you, so you will not take it positively. If I balance it, if I tell both the things, then it has more impact. I should understand your strength, weakness. Suppose you are working with me. My job is to give you feedback. So what you can do, what you cannot do. I am telling you your writing is bad. Suppose that writing English is not your mother tongue, or Hindi is not your mother tongue. Your mother tongue language is good. You are writing in Odia. Odia is very good. So I should compare that. So why Odia is good, Hindi is not good? Because Hindi is not your mother tongue. So I should balance that, I should neutral that positive aspect and negative aspect. That is balanced. Applicable. Applicable means can the student apply the feedback to a similar context or similar problem and still achieve the same results? Students should not view feedback as isolated from others aspects of teaching of learning process. That means when a student or a person who is receiving the feedback can take the feedback in a very generic manner and apply, and that student, that person can apply that feedback, whatever you are saying, in all aspects. It's not the one thing. Suppose I am telling you your writing is bad, not only in your exam, so you have to correct that in all aspects. So entire things. So whenever one feedback is not given to that context, so one person is trying to correct that in all areas of that assignment. Students should not view the feedback as isolated from others. That means a person, suppose you are giving me the feedback, so I should not view that feedback is given only for that. I should view the feedback as a general feedback, and I can apply that anywhere I can. Suppose I am telling you the same thing, you are not a very good cook. So that means I am telling you because I understood something, you are not able to cut the vegetables or cook properly, or your whatever you're cooking is not tasty. So I am telling you something I understood. So I have to give specific things, all these things are there. But whenever you are correcting that, whenever you are understanding that, you took it very positively, you are learning it. So whenever you are correcting it, you have to correct in all aspects, the entire cooking. When next time, whenever you are cooking, so what is bad, you understood that, then you are trying to correct it in your all the cooking activity. Suppose you are not good in adding masala, suppose. That means whenever you are doing something, the cooking, so you are making a note, you are observing that aspect, so you are not doing that mistake again. So that is applicable. You are not isolating that feedback to one aspect, not grade focus. This is what, suppose uh, you have seen in exam, A grade, B grade, C grade. So there will be a range. A grade means 90 plus, B grade means suppose 80 plus, C grade means 70 plus, D grade means 60 plus. But person whoever scoring 90 is A grade, and person whoever scoring 89 is B grade. So there shouldn't be any difference between 90 or 89. The person who scored 89 may be a good person than the person who scored 90. So students should understand that whenever you are scoring this mechanism, you are giving the mark to the student, grading mechanism. Students should understand that is a range. And in that point, there is one thing written, use and reference of Rubik recommended. Rubik means what? Rubik is a scoring mechanism. You have seen some feedback, good, bad, very good, poor, very bad, like that. Suppose I am telling you that your handwriting is not good, or I am telling you your handwriting is good. I am telling another person here it's very bad or it's very good. That means there are some aspect I have observed. I am able to read. So what I have observed, I have to tell that very clearly. So that is something I cannot tell simply that your handwriting is A, your handwriting is B, your handwriting is C. And what is A, what is B, what is C, one should understand. Suppose I am telling you good, bad, or very bad. So what is the difference between good and bad and very bad? So that mechanism the person should understand whenever I am applying the grading concept. So these are the different characteristics of feedback mechanism: constructive feedback, specific feedback, measurable, sensitive feedback, balanced feedback, applicable, grading mechanism. These are the different characteristics one can learn, one can remember. You can write in your exam, you can elaborate this point, but remember this point. Another thing, we'll read different types of feedback. When you want to appreciate one person, when you want to give some thanks to a person, like a person, you give some feedback. When someone doing a very good job for you, you appreciate the person. That is appreciation feedback. Because you want to say something to that person. Appreciation feedback is given when a teammate, peers, or managers wish to express their gratitude. Gratitude means, suppose you want to thanks as a supervisor, as a manager, as an instructor. So you have to like a person, you have to tell something, whoever working with you, that is appreciation. You are giving the feedback, encouragement feedback. You have to encourage one person. One person is demotivated, discouraged, or depressed. You have to encourage. That means you are telling something good about that person, good about his work, good about the company, good about his family, anything good. So that is encouragement. And their main purpose is to encourage that person. The first thing is the purpose is to appreciate that person. The second thing, what I told, to encourage that person. That is one type of feedback. Sometimes you do to encourage that person. Another different type is evaluation of feedback. Evaluation feedback means the example I was giving, the scoring, the results, and the performance appraisal. Suppose there are 4 or 5 people are working for you. You are the project lead. You are doing a project. There is a big team working for you. So you are evaluating everyone monthly or quarterly or 6 months. You are giving them salary. You are giving them different component. You are evaluating who is good, who is bad. There are 4 people working or 5 people. Who is number one, who is number two. So 1 to 5, you are ranking them. So that is evaluation feedback. And suppose one person is in the bottom, the number 5. Why he is bottom? So you have to tell that person should know. So you have to rank them 1 to 5 anyway. So someone is top, someone is bottom. So you have to evaluate them. Then you have to communicate what is there. You don't need to tell that you are bad or you are good, but you have to communicate the message in such a way so that people will understand. That is evaluation feedback. You have to give the evaluation as you have to give the feedback as part of evaluation. Coaching feedback. Coaching is something similar to mentoring. That means whenever you are talking to someone, this word is mostly associated with a game. Coach. You have a mentor. Suppose you have a coach. In your family, your father always tell you something good about the life. Or your teacher, you should have some coach. Suppose you are doing something or you are going in a wrong direction, someone is telling you some good about it. So he or she is giving some feedback. That is coaching feedback. Once you read this, you can understand more. Forward feedback. Forward feedback is the opposite feedback. Instead of providing regular feedback, you should replace the positive and negative feedback with future-oriented solution. So whenever you are giving feedback, you are making sure your feedback is utilized in a long run. So not just for that instance, not for that purpose. So it is utilized in a long run. That is forward feedback. Informal and formal feedback. Informal means, and that is you have given a example of live feedback. Suppose you have done a good job. I asked a question, you answered it. So I like you. So I should tell something good about it. So that is the informal feedback. That there is no intention. I was giving another example. I asked you to write a report and you have time till tomorrow. Today I saw that you are writing, you are working on that, you are doing some research, you are doing a very nice report. So I saw that you are working on that and I like the work. I said thanks. I patted your back and I like you. So that means that is an informal feedback. There is no intention, but I saw that some good work is happening and gave you the feedback there itself. And formal feedback is what? Anything I planned, once your report is done, you delivered me, then I call you to my office. Then we are discussing about the report. I tell you what is good, what is bad in that report. So that is a formal feedback. That discussion I planned. I scheduled with you. So that is the difference between informal and formal feedback. Critical feedback. Critical feedback is top to address. So that exactly the negative feedback. Suppose one person is working in your home, one cook is coming to your home, you don't like, you want to ask him to stop and not to come to your home. So that is a critical feedback. You have to tell how, you have to call him, you have to tell that, and you are asking that person not to work continuously, or maybe tomorrow you want to stop the service. So how you are doing that kind of feedback is critical feedback. Whenever you are communicating a negative feedback, so that comes under critical feedback. So these are the different types of feedback: appreciation, encouragement, evaluation, coaching, forward, informal and formal, critical feedback. These are the points or types, and once you understand the concept, it's very easy to remember and write in your exam. Types of feedback, characteristics of feedback, what is feedback, and you can relate to your day-to-day life. You have given a very good example of that. So everything is associated with the daily activity, what you are doing in your life. So you can relate to that. You read through it, understand it, and ask me any questions. We'll discuss further on that. Tomorrow we may take another class. Then Monday, I'll let you know. I'll send the schedule today. Today we'll end the class here. You have another two concept I think left out. I will see the syllabus, and if you have any questions, any doubts, let me know. We can discuss before finishing this syllabus. Okay, thank you. Anything else you want to ask me now?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.